What's going on, Shiny Crew? I'm TheSilverSlasher, and February 27th, 2019 was a blessed day to be a Pokemon fan, as we got the reveal of the Generation 8 games, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for the Nintendo Switch. Now, there was tons to be excited about in these trailers, such as the new starters, Team Grookey by the way, the new locations, and most importantly, the return of benches. Hell yeah! Oh yeah, and gyms are back too. Thing is, I honestly think I can piece together just about every gym in this game just by looking at the map they've given us, and that's what this video is about. So without further ado, let's take a look at this beautiful region. Thanks to the first trailer, it's all but guaranteed that our trainer lives in this house at the southern part of the map. The strange thing about this though is that there doesn't seem to be a gym even slightly near that location, as I believe this building is most likely the professor's lab, and this building is their house. This leads me to believe that our first gym battle will take place all the way up in this circular town. I should say though that the order these gyms are in is basically 100% speculation right now. I do love how this region looks, but man, it is downright bizarre, and the only reason I think we reached this town before this city is something I'll talk about a little later. Anyway, this is one of the few gyms that we can definitively name the type of, and that of course is Grass type. Once you've completed the Grass type gym, I speculate you will move east over this bridge to a waterside town with a lighthouse and a blue gym. Now we haven't even seen footage of this place yet, but I seriously doubt there's even one of you that will legitimately say this is not a water type gym, so we're just gonna go with that and move on. With that covered though, I believe you'll be moving back south a bit to this industrial city right by the heart of the region. You might think that this city is a little unrelated to the video, but actually in the direct when Omori-san is talking to us, we can see a blurry version of the gym logo in this city behind him, so it will almost certainly have one. Given the industrial and steampunkish vibes this area has, I'm guessing the gym will be either electric or steel type. This is why I think the circular town comes first. Steel is in my eyes the most likely type to be here, and given how much steel resists and how strong its Pokemon generally are, it seems a little rough to make it the first challenge a new player would have to overcome. If it's an electric type gym though, you can basically throw this whole point away. Electric is a little easier to deal with, and if you have to go through this cave to get there, that is a perfect opportunity to give the player a ground type, which can easily deal with it. Like I said though, I think steel is the most likely one, and that's why I've put this gym at the third spot. Once the said gym has been defeated, I think you'll have a bit of a break from gyms, leaving our industrial city from the front and traveling up the middle of the region until you get to the gray city with the big crown. I do in fact believe this city will have a gym in it, but I don't think you'll fight it yet. Instead, I think they will shuffle you off to the west, towards this town that has the Diglett carvings in the wall. Or maybe it's one Dugtrio carving. I don't know. Anyway, you'll get to this mountainside town with a brown gym that I assume will be either rock or ground type. A lot of people have used this trailer shot as proof that the gym is 100% rock type because you're fighting a Tyranitar and Tyranitar is not ground type. However, I don't believe, pun intended, that this is set in stone, and that's for a reason I'll talk about later. This whole area has the theme of probably, but maybe not, thanks to the big wall and the forest behind it. The colorful nature of it could correspond to the gemstone-lined cave we see in the trailer, but given just how many caves and mountains there are in this region, it really could be anywhere. Our theme of probably but maybe not continues on as we travel this path into the spooky forest. Again, this could be the spooky forest from the trailer, but that spooky forest could also be all the way down here. Regardless, this gym has to be ghost, psychic, or fairy type. Just looking at the color, I would assume that this is a psychic type gym. However, does anyone else feel like these houses look like gingerbread houses? Maybe I've just always got Christmas on the mind, but if that is what they're going for, it would kind of fit in with the childlike fun and whimsy that the fairy type is often associated with. Backtracking to our crown city, I think we may put off this gym a little bit longer, as we pass through over to the east where we take one of these two paths up to this ice-covered city, which looks downright beautiful in the trailer. Despite how frosty this area is, this gym actually has black highlights, which leads me to believe that this actually isn't an ice gym. Obviously, I'm not ruling that possibility out because ice would clearly fit the best, but I'm thinking this gym is really going to be our very first dark type gym. I mean, there's nothing that says that gyms have to match where they're located. Maybe we'll get some text in the game that says, hey, we used to have an ice type gym leader, but then he retired and now we have a dark type gym leader. Or maybe this will be our first ever dual type gym. We'll have dark and ice types running around, which means Weaviles everywhere. Or maybe it's just an ice gym, but honestly saying it's 100% an ice gym just feels wrong to me since it doesn't really look like one. What reason would they have to not make the spires like white or just have a bluish tint? And man, I'm really hoping that dynamic changing time of day comes back in this game, but if it doesn't, the dark lighting of this area could fit a dark type gym leader pretty darn well. Oh yeah, and this gym is the reason I don't think this gym is 100% rock type. If it's a dark type gym, Tyranitar could technically be here too, and it would make much more sense to have a Pokemon that evolves so late like Tyranitar be a bit later on in the game, although our levels are gonna get really high unless we have an underleveled Tyranitar there, like, whew. I suppose it's also possible that they just put Tyranitar there to show off battling in the stadium, and it's not actually from the game. That is entirely likely, and kind of kills the fun. Regardless, after this we'll almost certainly return to the Crown City one final time, where we'll take on the Dragon-type gym leader that this place has to have. I suppose it could be Steel-type if we haven't gotten one from this city yet, but come on, Dragonhead. And here's where the video comes to a screeching halt because I have no idea what to say here. There is clearly a building with the gym logo right here, and yet it raises so many questions. What type is it? Would they really put a gym so close to the Pokemon League? Is this gym the replacement for the Pokemon League, leaving us with only 7 badges for the first time? I mean, if I had to put Victory Road on this map, I'd probably put it right about here, before the last gym building. Well, if it is a gym, I'm gonna make the bold prediction that it's our first typeless gym since Viridian City's gym in Generation 2. As I've said many times though, there's really no way for us to know definitively. If you ask me, Galar has got to be the weirdest region we've ever seen, but honestly I kind of like that. Maybe Alola was just a little too obvious for me because we kind of all knew how that game was gonna go just by looking at the map. The games did not even have to come out for that. Either way, I'm definitely liking this a lot more so far. But I guess that is all I have to say for this video. If you enjoyed it and if you want to see more videos like it in the future, then be sure to slash that like button so that I know that you want it. Also, you can leave a comment to let me know your thoughts on this video and tell me how wrong I am, because I'm sure I am wrong on a ton of this stuff. The mysteries of Galar are gonna take more than one goober to solve. And of course, if you want more awesome Pokemon content, subscribing would help us both out. This has been TheSilverSlasher, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.